everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here again at Solana, seeing what's going on with this bad boy. It's kind of being bad, for lack of better terms. I know we talked about this earlier, but if you saw my video from last night and the day before, I've been kind of mentioning to just pump the brakes here on this one. This is still bleeding out. We're still stuck underneath the cloud. There's a lot of reasons not to take a trade. That could be changing here soon, of course, once the Fed meeting occurs and Bitcoin stabilizes. Bitcoin's trying to test 42,000, so that is the reason we're seeing this little uptrend here, of course, but we're going to jump into the backend data, kind of see if there's anything else that's telling for this coin, and also just recognize, best practice and big picture in situations like this, because I think a lot of folks will get kind of a little, anxious, they're buying every single dip, hoping for the best, and as it keeps going down, you start bleeding out. It's just not really the right way to trade, right? You want to trade with patience and try to find a good opportunity, and you're going to miss tons of them, okay? It's okay. It's all well and good. You'll find the next one. So take a look here. Right around $63.40. We've known this for a little while. I talked about this last night and yesterday morning, that this is a level that has heavy concentration of longs, okay? All the more reason why the price action might pull back to that level, okay? Again, we keep seeing these sweeps of these lower liquidity levels, and it's a very common occurrence. Now, again, Bitcoin stabilizes and continues higher. Bitcoin dominance starts to come down. Altcoin dominance starts to increase. We can start seeing Solana get back on track. But we really just need to establish a higher high and higher low, and we haven't done that yet. Again, either way, 75 to 80 is roughly the estimate of upper liquidation levels, with the most recent, if you will, at 72.50. So let's just quickly mark 72.50, and then what was it? 63.40. So just to quickly note, 63.40 is this guy right here. That's lower liquidation, and right about 72. So we're right in the middle of this range roughly, but we are definitely closer to this lower level. So just kind of be mindful that those are the kind of the areas we want to focus on. Also know, if you are new to the channel, I love teaching people to trade. Just want to let you know that. And obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. We got a lot of new members, so just be mindful that you have to familiarize yourself with our signals guide to ensure you understand the difference between the signals that I provide. And then also, just kind of feel free to direct message me if you have any questions. We did take recent profits here from Cardano. I'm really proud about this one because our community members stuck through it. Right? We had three entry targets. We hit all three. We averaged down perfectly. We did not hit our stop loss and bounced right back up to recover to a 60% profit in less than 3 days. That's on a 5x leverage trade. Okay, so you got to recognize, lower leverage, the better. You can survive those ebbs and flows. People that had 10 to 20x got liquidated. Okay, we use low leverage for a reason on our swing trades, folks. Come on, get with the program. Anyways, just so you know, that's roughly what all available there in our Discord. And you can jump over there too as a general member. You don't have to be part of the premium group to benefit. There's a lot of good resources there and a lot of good traders hanging out in there too. Okay, so let's talk about the daily here. It's starting to look pretty bearish. We got this most recent high here roughly at $68. Talked about 68 being an important level in the past. We barely closed above it yesterday, and we're so far below it today. So it's not looking great in signs of this reversal. We can see the MACD starting to diverge. That is absolutely something we got to be mindful of. And we can also see the MACD, correction, the stochastic RSI is swinging down. And when it continues to swing down like this, we can just expect it to continue until it doesn't. I know it's funny, right? A trend line continues until it doesn't? What does that mean? It's pretty straightforward, honestly. You lose a trend line, you got to either draw a new one out or you kind of reconsider and reevaluate. So right now we can kind of understand that things are moving down. It's just a safe presumption the price is going to continue to go lower until it doesn't. And what I mean by that is that we've lost our short-term descending or ascending trend line, right? So if we take a look at our moving averages, we're barely holding above the 20-day SMA. We wicked all the way down to that $63 mark, and that is essentially that lower support level based on this volume profile, right? So if we take a look at this is roughly the last, since roughly November 1st. Ever since November 1st, about a month and a half, we've seen $58 as the most amount of volume accumulation. What that means for us, we have a strong amount of support at that level. The price pulls back to that range, which could happen still. Please understand that. And obviously, that could be a positive contributing factor for a good little entry level. As you can see, I got an alert here set for $58. That's an entry I'm looking for personally. Do I think it's going to happen? Not necessarily. I set all sorts of alerts and all sorts of limit orders that never get filled. I'm fine by that though. No problem at all. Again, we'll find another opportunity, but again, daily time frame shifting to bearish, for lack of better terms. Almost officially bearish, but not quite, because we got, we're still we're still above these moving averages, which do carry some weight. But again, all the oscillators are being like, nah, we don't like this. We're coming down. Again, the daily time frame is a lagging time frame, right? So we got to recognize the 4 hour and the hourly is going to give us better information. So the 4 hour time frame tells us we are starting to shift momentum. Okay, we're starting to lose that dissipation of continuation of the downside, or sorry, that continuation rather, and we could be seeing a shift in momentum here. Once more, though, we got a stochastic RSI swing to the upside, and that doesn't matter until you break above key levels. And to me, a key level is 50 on the RSI, getting above that level. Money flow index is higher than the RSI. That's a good sign. So there's some good stuff there. But again, the $68 mark, look at that guy. I'm just really, really wanting to stay at that level or below. So if the price doesn't break above this level here today, we're going to be in pretty rough shape. We got to recognize, too, in order to have a bullish uptrend to confirm a trend here, we need to be up above this level here at about $71, okay, or 72 almost. Okay, what that would do is for us, obviously, that would squeeze out these shorts, and we'd probably see a short squeeze where the price action goes higher with the shorts hedging their shorts with longs, and or just closing out their position altogether. So we want to see 71, 75 or higher, but is that going to happen? It can't and it won't until we cross this threshold of $68. Again, a closure today above 68 is extremely important. You just need to recognize that. Last but not least, here on the 4 hour, let's quickly double check. We got this lower level liquidity that has been swept. So this is a good sign. So from that dump on, was it Monday? No, Sunday. Sunday's dump from Bitcoin, right? That 8% correction that sent the whole market in a downtrend. That candle wick has been effectively filled. In other words, the liquidity from that candle wick is essentially satisfied. So it does imply there's going to be less pressure to the downside now that we've swept that lower level, and that an uptrend could possibly be a reality for us. But what needs to happen first is on the hourly, we need to be back up above the cloud. And I have been talking about this for the last 2 or 3 days, that it's important for us to break above that level now that we were below it. And folks keep saying, well, okay, people don't keep saying, but I can tell that they're not listening, because if there's some folks saying that I'm underwater on a Solana trade. And the truth is you shouldn't be, because you shouldn't be in a position in the first place. At least not along, right? So to clarify, short position should be closed right now. Lagging spans intersect with the price action, telling us that you may want to consider taking profit on your short. Okay? Conversion line is barely above the baseline, which is a positive contributing factor, but by no stretch does this mean we take a long position. It simply tells us that we want to be careful and optimistic, but also realistic that the price action is going to reject off the cloud. So we're below the cloud. This is the key takeaway here. Till we get up above that level, we're not in good shape. And what was that? So sometime, right, this is basically where we want to be. We want to be at this level here. We want to get to this point. Okay, we want to get, no matter how the price goes, we want to get to that level. Okay, and why that's important is because we'd be above the cloud. We'd be above $68 as a support level, and likely we'd close on the daily above that level too. Okay, because again, you got to recognize on the daily time frame here, with us being below $68, that's an extremely bearish sign. That's not a good sign at all. We want to close above, so if we can close above, that would give us a very awesome Morningstar type of doji candle, and that would be extremely important. Okay, or sorry, maybe I think it's Dragonfly rather. Either way, it would be a much more better situation for us than it would be right now to close below 68. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for a closure above $68. Whether or not it happens in 3 or 4 hours, when the one-day candlestick closes, or whether or not it's midnight tomorrow when we get confirmation on the cloud, those are the indications I'm going to be looking for. So I'm probably not going to touch Solana for another 24 hours or consider a buy option with Solana until we have those confirming factors. Again, those are just things that keep me safe in the market. What do I know? I've been trading for 20 years plus. Okay. Again, I've learned a thing or two, and you got to understand I've wiped out a few accounts in my day too, right? But the last 10 years have been pretty solid consistency because I utilize these same strategies. And if you're not familiar with the cloud, maybe I did I didn't explain it properly, or communication is difficult, right? Then go ahead and check out my video. You can search for it on my YouTube here. I'm referring to the Ichimoku Cloud, extremely important indicator to add to your tool belt. All right, folks, that's all I got here for today. Oh, one last thing, also extremely important. You know what this is. We have a new exchange here that we're utilizing. Phenomenal benefits. You use my link to register. I only recommend them because they have no KYC VPN. Phenomenal trailing stop loss options, and also additional profit targets. So it's working well for our traders to be able to add multiple profit targets. If you want to walk through on that, I got a Bitunix section in our Discord here available for you if you're curious. All right, folks, that's about all we got here. Again, thanks for watching. Please like the video before we go, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.